in the raw. RK's Guyana Free Media. And I'm your friend, your host, your brother, Hajji, Dr. Roshan, in the raw. I have noticed two interesting things in today's newspaper. I have in my hand the Guyana Chronicle, but it's also in other newspapers. It's about two of the headlines here. The Marara River speedboat operators cease strike. 150 homes for vulnerable Guyanese to be built next year. Now, I'm in a way of certain times making very critical political commentaries against the various political parties, inclusive of the PPPC, the AFC, and the APNO. But because of the APNO's attitude and behavior and their pet child, whom they are now abandoning as a stepchild, AFC, and their ludicrous commentaries, reports, it behooves me, really, that I must put them in their places at times. And at times, I will give serious criticism and guidance to the current PPPC government as well. But these two articles truly tickles my heart. These two articles tickle my heart with much love and peace. And it's another form of victory for our President, His Excellency, Dr. Irfan Ali, and his government, the government of Guyana. First, I want to deal with the last paragraph of the article, 150 homes for vulnerable Guyanese to be built next year. And I'm starting with what the article ends with, this piece here. He, the president, in other words, said, there is absolutely no beauty in becoming wealthy as a country. And we are poor as a people. The way we think, the way we act, the way we behave, the way we socialize, the way we treat our families and our communities, friends and families. So, sorry, remember, this is in the raw for many things. One is production as well, and one is getting to the bare facts, especially when I have to deal with those Lilliputians and incompetence of the opposition. Now, let me read it again. He said there is absolutely no beauty in becoming wealthy as a country, and we are poor as a people. The way we think, the way we act, the way we behave, the way we socialize, the way we treat our families and our communities. Now, sometime back, earlier this year, in serving the people and making strides and possibilities unheard of by politicians in this country, are putting him on a forefront, the trajectory of true change for great development of Guyana. He is emphasizing now and then about the seventh power. He spoke about the seventh power of success. the seventh law of success. And having been one who was reading about success and about laws and discipline and so on, I thought he was going to go to the God factor directly. According to Herbert W. Armstrong of the former, now sadly extinct, Worldwide Church of God, had created a manual, a booklet called the seven laws of success. The last one was believe, honoring and worshipping the Creator, Lord God of the world, as the seventh laws of his success. He had 6 laws of success, and the seventh was worshipping the God. So I thought he read that book. Obviously he did, but he is dealing with it as the spiritual, highly advanced Sanatana Dharma personalities would deal. And also the spiritualist understanding of the religion of Islam and even of Christianity. The reality, technically, he was explaining is that service to man is the greatest service to God. He was talking about service, taking care of the people like I just read you here, respecting everyone as the seventh power of the law of success. So it's being a karam yoga, one who worships God through good acts. To humanity, to the environment. And in Islam, we have the same concept. In the Arabic, it's referred to as Khidmat ul Insan. Khidmat ul Insan, friends and families, ladies and gentlemen, is the Karam Yoga in Sanatana Dharma, in the Sanskrit and Hindi language. Service to humanity is the greatest of services. Technically, this is what the president is saying. There is absolutely no beauty in becoming wealthy as a country and we are poor as a people. The way we think, the way we act, the way we behave, the way we socialize, the way we treat our families and our communities. And in this case, he's hitting this. 150 homes for vulnerable Guyanese to be built next year. So I'll give you some short tips and readings of the article of December 12th, Guyana Chronicle, Monday. A massive program to construct 150 houses for vulnerable Guyanese will unfold next year. President Dr. Irfan Ali announced on Sunday as he presented a newly built house to 85-year-old Herstelling East Bank Demerara resident Mina Buffon. Now, I want you to have a look at Mina Buffon as the president leads her into the house. There, ladies and gentlemen. Massive program to construct 150 houses for vulnerable Guyanese will unfold next year. President Dr. Irfan Ali announced on Sunday as he presented a newly built house to 85-year-old Herstelling East Bank Demerara resident Mina Buffon. Guyana head of state, while offering brief remarks, said that these houses will be constructed with the support of the newly launched Men on Mission MOM initiative. Next year, under the Men of Mission umbrella, we are going to launch a massive program. We are hoping that through the Men on a Mission initiative, alone next year, we can build at least 150 homes across the country, President Ali said. Already, local authorities have been engaging players in the banking sector, and the head of state related that banks are willing to finance the projects once those vulnerable persons own land. So the financing, it takes money, but once they own the land at special discounted interest rates, we will realize later on, the loans can be given by the various banks. But here you have something exceptional and extraordinary, divine, beloved friends and family, ladies and gentlemen, in the raw. The president's personal presence and initiative and the Mom Project that he personally launched. Have we ever heard of any leader in this country, anyone? I'm talking about all leaders of this country ever thinking or doing such a thing? Only the wisdom and the brains of this man, Excellency President Dr. Irfan Ali. I have to salute you, sir, because I have to respect you and your government for the love and care that they have for the people of this country. The President says, next year, under the Men on a Mission umbrella, we're going to launch a massive program. We are hoping to, through the Men of Mission project, we can build at least 150 across the country. Already, local authorities have been engaging players. And we move on. He also explained that a house similar to the one presented to Mrs. Baffon can be constructed for anybody who has their own land. And this is cheap and easy, ladies and gentlemen. At a cost of about $5 million, materials and labor, the President said. In this case, the materials and labor were provided by the local private sector, interestingly, amazingly. Some names will be called. They wouldn't, like they seem they don't want the credit, but you will hear the names and you know who they are. The President's announcement joins a suite of other initiatives that are being implemented across the country to meet Guyana housing demand. Free building materials have been given, and materials are being given currently as we speak for select categories of new home builders, low interest rates and mortgages, low cost housing options are part of the initiative implemented through the Central Housing and Planning Authority, CHNPA, which falls under the purview of the Minister of Housing and Water. More supporting communities, apart from direct housing relief, the President stated that the government is examining whether it could employ Guyanese and Venezuelan migrants and other workers from Albistown and other similar communities throughout the country. You're looking for the vulnerable people who say they don't have jobs too. Now listen to what this man, President, Excellency, Dr. Irfan Ali is saying. The worker who would help to construct the houses would be trained in carpentry and masonry. They would be trained professionally in carpentry and masonry to make them professionals. So even when the project is finished, they can get jobs everywhere, giving a sense of independence and power to the vulnerable people who claim that they're not getting jobs. Even though jobs are available, they have no excuses anymore. Those workers, this consideration is part of efforts to push community involvement in national projects. Several small pathways and roads will also be rehabilitated. Additionally, he said, the tree planting exercises and other infrastructural works within the communities will be done to create fresh oxygen, to create the birds and the bees to nest and to create opportunity for guaranteed food resource. So trees will be planted, and I'm suggesting plant trees that bear fruits, not just beauty, Mr. President. So while the last 2 years we have been focusing, the President said, heavily on transforming agenda, I think next year will be a massive push on community development, village development, and that really pushes people development also. So it's human development, community development, and then also the brilliance of Excellency President Dr. Irfan Ali. You know, this man is concerned about that seventh power, that seventh law of success. Human development. By the way, yours truly has a bachelor's degree in human development from the Atlantic International University. Also in 2023, President Ali added that he does not want MOM to become a reactive initiative, but a proactive one that is spread across Guyana. So this MOM, Men of Purpose for the Growth and Development of Guyana, we must say we are very blessed and fortunate. And I'll end again with what I started. He said there is absolutely no beauty in becoming wealthy as a country. And we are poor as a people. That is where human development comes in. The way we think, the way we act, the way we believe, the way we socialize, the way we treat our families and our communities. And then in the process, creating job opportunities by teaching carpentry and so on. And they have other things in the initiative that they have to teach any young person a field in carpentry, masonry, electricity, auto electronics, residential electronics. I mean, this government has it all set in train and planned for the growth and the development of this country. I applaud the government of Guyana, His Excellency President Dr. Irfan Ali, Excellency former President Dr. Barrett Jack Dale, Prime Minister Mark Phillips, an entire government structure that governs and has been hired to care the resources and to make decisions on our resources and for the development of this country and the people. That is this government of the people, by the people. Your friend, your brother, me, Hajji, Dr. Roshan can in the raw say thank you. Farewell, friend.